everyone. It is 12:30 on Tuesday, my Facebook Live day. I come in live every Tuesday for the most part to talk to you guys about thoughts, foods, and actions that can support our whole body health and weight loss lives. So I'm so glad that you're here. As I wait for people to go ahead and join and see who we have here today. I'm just going to remind you that in our free group, we are talking about the mantra this week: I create an environment in which I can flourish. Most of us think that we need to follow meal plans or diet plans, fasting windows, calendars, and checklists in order to succeed with our health goals. But I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And I have the big secret for you today about the difference between a diet plan and an environment plan, which has really helped me sustain a healthy life at a weight that I am happy with and a body that I'm proud of. So I hope that you'll stick with me through this. I see people signing on. Just let me know where you are watching from. There were quite a few RSVPs, so I just want to give people a few minutes to be able to sign on to the live. And you can just let me know in the comments where it is that you are watching from. We have a lot of local people, a lot of local moms in Maplewood in this group in New Jersey. I am currently in the Catskills, so I see a couple more people signing on. Just let me know where you're watching from. We're going to talk about how to create an environment in which you can flourish, which is different than a diet plan. So we've got diet plans versus environments. And I'm going to tell you, you don't need checklists, fancy containers, counting calories or macros in order to be successful with weight loss and whole body health. You don't have to do that. All right, so Elizabeth is coming live from Annapolis, my hometown. Hi, Elizabeth. So glad that you could join us today. Awesome. How's the weather down there, Elizabeth? It's chilly up here. I've got a sweatshirt on. Is it still hot down in Maryland right now? Let me know how hot or cold it is down there. Should I be envious or happy up here in the chilly weather? Because I'm craving a lot of like pumpkin spice and hot things up here right now. So I just want to know who I'm talking to, what kind of weather is surrounding you right now. I'll give you guys a few more minutes to respond and to tune in and to let me know where you are watching from, to find out about the difference between creating an environment in which you can flourish versus following a diet plan, right? Which is so cut and dry. So I'll let you know what the dangers of that are and the secret to success for me and so many clients that I have worked with. It's gorgeous there in the 70s. Awesome. Perfect day for a run, right? Good. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that if you are looking for sustainable health and weight loss, it doesn't live in the diet or exercise plan that you Google. It doesn't live in a 30-day meal fix or in the hours that you choose not to eat. In other words, intermittent fasting. It doesn't live there. I can promise you that. Those kind of rigid rules and routines set us up for failure and don't help you live in a sustainable environment that you can enjoy for health and weight loss for the rest of your life. For you to be happy with your body, you do not need the 30-day fix. You don't need a fasting hour window, and you don't even need to count carbohydrates. We're not going to make that a thing right now. So stick with me. I'll show you the biggest secret to success when it comes to sustaining whole body health by comparing the diet plan versus the environment plan. So here we go. I do understand the draw of diet plans. All anyone wants is a proven plan, right? You see all these people who are like, this plan works for me. I only eat during this fasting window. I only eat this many carbs. I eat no carbs. I eat this many fats, right? Eat this, not that, track these foods, make sure these things don't go over your calorie allotment, hit your steps, hit your calorie burn, only eat during this window. These are all rules that are built to make promises to you if only you can follow it. And the promises make us hopeful, right? We're like, oh my gosh, they promised, look at them, they look so good. Surely if I follow this exact plan, I will lose weight. And maybe it works for a little while. I remember checking all those boxes, and I remember tracking all the foods, and I remember counting the calories, the carbs, and I remember losing weight doing those things. Sure, I totally remember doing those things. Was I really happy about it? It felt like white knuckling and sort of miserable. I see a couple more people tuning in, so I just want to say hi to you guys. But what happened to me, and probably you and every person that comes to work with me, is that it doesn't continue, it doesn't stick, and it plateaus. And then what happens? You feel like a failure, right? This plan you were given, this plan that seems so easy, leads you to feel like a failure. So if you're watching this on the replay, or you're watching this right now, or you're watching this on Instagram, just let me know if this has happened to you. Let me know in the comments if you followed a diet plan and then you either stopped or you plateaued and then you felt like a failure again. So just let me know. Yes, that has happened to me. I'm sick of that. That's not the way that I want to feel. It's really hard to follow a plan, right? It's really hard to turn over every package and to count all the things that are on it. Those things are hard. It's okay. You can do hard things, but I'm going to make it easier for you. This happened to me year after year. And I just kept saying, I'm going to do that plan again, again, and again. Or I got sick of that plan and I followed a shiny new plan. Yeah, Elizabeth says yes for me for sure with exercise. So I know that this is going to resonate with you because who doesn't like shiny new plans, right? You're like, ooh, I was a plan collector, right? Like, you know, those punch cards you get from the coffee shop and it's like click, click, click. Then you like buy 10, get one free. It's like if I did 10 plans, I'd get the last one free, but you know, that never happens. It's never free, right? You spend so much money on these things and you end up spending like a decade to fork out all the money on something new, a new exercise plan or a new diet plan, right? And you're like, oh, that's new and shiny. That looks fun. I'm going to try that. Now, I think that new things can be really exciting and motivating. I'm not saying not to try them. The part where we fail is when we treat that as a standalone plan thing in order to get to just one result, which is weight loss, right? So that's why we fall off the wagon and where we feel like failures again is when we use the plan approach for weight loss, right? It's like shiny new plan, awesome, it's gonna make me strong. Shiny new plan, it's gonna make me lose weight. That's one directional and doesn't open up opportunity for choice and change. I see more people joining in, talking about the difference between diet plans that lead to failure and unsustainability and environment plans. The thing is, guys, people only know one way of doing things. And I know you guys have been there because I've been there too. And that one way that I lived doing the same thing over and over again was usually a set plan that worked for someone else because it looked shiny and new. They lost all the weight, they got really strong, and I was like, wow, that plan really works for them, right? But the thing is that we aren't machines. You're not a machine, and all the people who are watching this live right now are not the same bodies. We can't set ourselves to the right dial and yield the same results over and over again as other models of humans. We are all unique. The big secret that I want to share with you in this live today is that the diet plan approach tells people what they have to do instead of helping people see what choices are possible given the environments we are in, right? All of us have unique environments, and I'm not just talking about where you live, like we shared at the beginning of this live in Annapolis or in the Catskills or in New Jersey or in Maplewood or whatever, or New York City. It's not just that, or our homes or apartments. It's the environments that are internal also, and it's the environment that you're creating for yourself and where you work and where you create, the connections you make, the relationships you have. How are you creating environments to help you be successful? And then the more obvious, the environment where you are that helps you lead a healthy life. That means if you just stop focusing on a diet plan prescribed to somebody else, what if surrounding yourself with what leads you, the unique individual, to be successful, to work instead? You'd go through the whole day not wondering if you are doing the right plan or doing the right things prescribed to you. You would just make all of the right choices available to you. Does that bring anyone relief? You can relax knowing that what is around you is always a good choice in alignment with your health and weight loss goals. That you can't go wrong because you've created a space that is always going to support you in the life that you want. instead of following something and deciding, how am I going to do that today? It's not how am I going to do that today? It's I do that today because this is what's available to me. And you have the capacity to set that up yourself with the right person or coach or person who's been trained to help you understand what those things are. I had a client who was sick and tired of the dieting cycle, as usual, sick and tired of counting carbs, calories, and steps. She said that she was an all or nothing person. She said she could only go all in. But what happened when she worked with me, which is typical of most women, they start asking me, what foods are okay? What can I eat or can't I eat? How much should I exercise? How many steps should I hit? Can I eat this? Can I eat that? Can I drink alcohol? And all of these questions are coming from a place of curiosity. If I say yes or no to any of those things, I'm shutting down your capacity to make good choices for yourself. I believe you know the answer to those already. So I put the trust in her to ask her the right questions and to answer them for herself because she already knows, and I know you do too. Because when I put the trust in you and you develop the trust in yourself to make sure you already have the answers, the diet plan, the seeking, the shiny new plan that's out there that you think is right for you stops because it is you. It's not separate from you. The diet plan stops, the rules end, negotiations and guilt and shame goes away because you are responsible for your next course of action. The truth is, when you have yourself to depend on, you want sustainability, you want to create an environment in which you can flourish so that it all feels good all the time in all areas of your life, not just weight loss. And one day, this particular client, after being really upset about having to go to the grocery store and worrying about spoiling food and worrying about all the cooking and all the prepping, after all this worry and all this talk and all this conversation, because she didn't have something direct and a shopping list and a plan, she sent the most beautiful picture of an organized fridge with fresh cut vegetables and fruits, thawing meats, overnight oats, and whole milk dairy products without being prompted by me about what to do. She intuitively created an environment in her refrigerator to reflect how she wanted to feel every day in and day out on the inside. That means that every time she opens her refrigerator, this environment, it's always a choice that makes her happy, that never fueled with guilt. She surrounded herself with a food environment that will lead her to feeling amazing in her life overall, without a diet plan. This is intuition. Another client that's been struggling with connecting to people in her life because of COVID. She has had a hard time connecting with friends, meeting other people, meeting new people. She's single. She's alone in her house with older kids. Her relationship environment needed help in order for her to feel unstuck and no longer bored. And COVID was messing all of that up. So I had her write a list of all the possible ways to connect even during COVID because she was feeling stuck, right? And writing and journaling is an amazing way to release that. And she just texted me to tell me that she signed up for a 6-month social distance tennis clinic to connect and meet new people. Now, I didn't write to her and say, you need more exercise, find something to do 3 days a week and all of that. The problem is that the environment in her connected relationship life was off. She knew that. She didn't think she knew what to do about it because of COVID. But these are the stories we tell ourselves that keep us stuck. And our environments are more than our houses. They are everything that surrounds us in any given moment. So her home was fine, right? Being alone was fine. Her food was great, but she was lacking connections, her connected environment. So this is why I work with women who've tried all the plans, the diet plans and exercise plans to find happiness, because happiness isn't in those plans. It's in your capacity to make choices that lead you to sustainable change, right? Otherwise, you're repeating diet and exercise plans and rigidity over and over again. You want an environment filled with choice, opportunity, and always has your best interests at heart, where the decision you're making, you just can't go wrong, and it's gonna be okay. There's no guilt or shame because you are surrounded by what leads you to success. Do you guys see the difference in that? If you see the difference between diet plans and an environment plan, type yes. Type yes in the comments and let me know if you see the difference between those two ways of living. One is rigid, has an ending point, is difficult to sustain, and is somebody else's idea. The other one is your idea, is sustainable, always supports you and your life and the way that you want to live. The number one critical step is to stop the diet plans and to set your environment up so you can't choose the things that bring you down. So here's what you can do. I'm going to give you a little task. So even if you're watching this on the replay, you can write this down. There's a couple things. You're going to make 3 lists. So if you're watching, you can get out a piece of paper. You can also rewind this and go back and listen to me explain it to you. So the first thing you're going to do is make a list of all the things you need in a creative or work at home environment. So if you are working at home and you're feeling flustered and scattered and you're having a really hard time with the fact that school's about to begin and you don't have a dedicated space for you to be able to work from home that feels good, it's time to make a list of all the things that you need in order for that environment to flourish. If you're less stressed and you're ready in that creative outlet environment, maybe you do art, listen to music, meditate, or if you are working from home, maybe you need a calendar, you need some stickies or something like that. You know what you need. So you're probably sitting there thinking about it right now. So go ahead and make that list of things that you need in order to be successful in your work environment. If that is in alignment for you, you will naturally make better choices in your life overall, be less stressed, tend to snack less. Another good thing in your work environment or a creative environment is to have a bottle of water. Make sure it's always full. So that's something else you can add to that. The second list that I want you to make is to make a list of all the things you need in your intimate, loving home environment. That's your connection with your spouse or your partner, your friendships, and your kids. And then the third thing that you're going to do is make a list of all the things you need in your more obvious health environment. What do you need in your refrigerator? What do you need in your pantry? What do you need to get rid of? Go make those changes today. Don't drag your feet about it. Let's create an environment in which you can flourish right now. Set up those environments today. Put a picture of your family in your workspace or in your creative space to motivate you. Go put a board game out on the dining table or on whatever table where you gather with your family so that you can create an environment where you guys can connect together. Go write a love note to your spouse or a thank you note to a friend and go leave it in their mailbox or go leave it somewhere for somebody to find. Put a journal next to your bed for brain dumping before you sleep. That's another way to create a really great environment for your health. Put a yoga mat in front of your TV. Throw out food that makes you feel like crap and fill your fridge with things you need. Create the environment in which you can flourish right now today so that the decision making isn't so hard. Sign up for a place to show up outside your home that fills you up and lay your workout clothes out every night so that you are motivated in the morning. Put your sneakers next to your bed. Put your sneakers next to the door. Always wear your sneakers. Maybe you want to go into a jog sometime. Create an environment where you can't fail at the things that matter most to you and how you want to show up in your life. Cultivate your ideal environments and love the life you're in and day out, the food you're eating and the actions that you are taking over and over and over again. And make sure that they're always filling you up. So guys, if this is transforming your thinking and you're watching this on the replay even, and this is transforming the way that you're thinking about diet plans versus setting up an environment in which you can flourish, I want you to DM me to book a call to see if we can do more of this kind of work together. I've opened a few times to talk to each other, and I'll give you my free guide to the 5 key imbalances that are keeping you from your flourishing environments. And this guide to the 5 imbalances are the 5 principles of my energetic eating program, which is more than just about food. But this is where we tend to fixate, right? As people who want whole body health and weight loss, we typically tend to fixate on the food part. It's all connected. So set up environments where you find joy, creativity, and you can flourish. And DM me if you want more support in this area. And I'll send you a calendar link and we'll get started on a conversation of what that journey might look like for you in the weeks to come through September, where things are about to get a little stressful, right? But you have me in your corner. So thank you so much for joining me on the live today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you're doing the Couch to 5K, it's week 9. Congratulations. Go ahead and continue to set up an environment of success for yourself for running. And in 3 weeks, I'm going to start another round, and you can hop in at whatever week you feel comfortable, and you can continue to get that kind of support from me with a few added bonuses that I'll share with you next week. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later.